Hey guys, it's your boy Toika here, and today I'm going to be doing a showcase for a mod for a not very well known game, well outside the Touhou community. So, Hisoten Soku is a Touhou spin-off fighting game, and it's projectile heavy, and it's overall a very unique take on the traditional fighting game genre, or well, 2D fighters in general. So, I'm not sure who exactly made this, but I can try to link it in the description when I upload this. But Soku2 is basically a mod where it adds new characters and it basically overwrites old existing characters and adds for a whole new meta, as far as I know. So I'm going to be doing a showcase of it since there aren't very many showcases of this mod accessible on YouTube. So, first character I'm going to be showing is Murasa, or who I like to affectionately nickname Captain Murasa. So, Murasa is a replacement of Suika, and as far as I know, from what I could tell, she's a grappler character. I could be wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. So I'm just going to be going through each character and showcasing their moves and all that. So yeah, Murasa attacks with her anchor, and she has water-based attacks. I believe I'm not sure if it's a reskin of Suika's moveset or not, since I don't really know much about Suika. I stick to playing Yuyuko, and since Yuyuko doesn't have any changes in this mod, I cannot confirm or deny any of my claims on whether things are reskins or not. This mod is, by the way, compatible with Soku Roll, which is, if you're not familiar with Soku in general, it's a mod that adds rollback to online play, making for a more efficient online experience. I'm gonna have to check Suika's moves later to get a better idea, but yeah, that's, if I actually manage to get that right, that would, yes, it brings the opponent towards you. I'm only showcasing one deck since I don't want to spend too much time going into each deck, because the point of this is not to tell you to give sorry, I'm doing this all in one take. The point is to showcase the unique parts of this mod and to showcase all the hard work that the modders put into this mod. Yeah, I don't think it's a reskin. Alright. So we're going to go back to character select. You can also see that they add more in-depth stuff for practice mode, like you can change the tech direction and all that, which is super fucking useful. I'm actually gonna have to look more in depth. And I imagine that anyone familiar with Soku has already may guess that yes, Flandre Scarlet is a replacement of Vermilia Scarlet. Yeah, you can change the weather, spirit power, state, position, guard, and counter on and off. It's honestly really appreciated when people mod games to have more in-depth training tools. For example, there's a training mod pack for Super Smash Bros. Since obviously, if you guys have played Smash or played competitively, you know that the base game does not exactly have the best training stuff. Yeah, they put a lot of like attention to detail with this. Like, they have unique animations that correlate with the characters' personalities. Like, you can see Flandre does that. I'm not exactly sure what that would be. Oh yeah, it's a sigh. These moves are definitely faster than Vermilia's, as far as I can tell. I'm trying to like figure out unique inputs. Okay, yeah. She has a dash command. I've heard that Yuka has sunflower setups, so I'm very excited to check her out. Oh yeah, I forgot to show the spell cards. That completely missed. Yep, that once again missed. So, we're going to go on to Sekibanki. Sekibanki is a replacement of Yomu. I'm so sorry, Zon, if you're watching this, if I butchered her name. I'm not good at pronouncing most Tohu girls' names. Sekibanki just seems right. Something I neglected to do was to check out the showcase, to properly showcase other features of the training modifications. Alright, so jump, crouch. The state stuff is pretty standard. You can go and set it to high guard. Guard after one hit. Useful for figuring out combos you want to do on guard and stuff like that. can also set it to counter. I can definitely understand why they chose Moku as base because of Myeon and all that. So, I think that's enough of Sekibanki. I'm going to show you Kaguya, which is probably my favorite from the ones I have tested so far. I did not go through all of the characters before I started making a video about it. And I'm sorry that I have not uploaded much to my YouTube. I mostly stream on Twitch. I've done quite a few streams so far since my debut, but it varies drastically due to changes with my mental health and all of that. So yeah, Kaguya is Patchouli replaces Patchouli. So Kaguya has like very interesting moveset. If I can get some of the command inputs correctly. So that's one unique one. She also has a move where she can make bamboo pop out of the ground. It's kind of like Suako. Let's demonstrate some of her spell cards. Festival Sign, Grand Fireworks. That missed. Yep, that's what I was trying to do. She also has that explosion that she can activate. So Kaguya has actually never actually been playable in an actual like base Touhou fighting game, sadly. I'm proud to say that Moku has been playable quite a few times. Hell, in the most recent fighting game, she is currently playable in Antinomy of Common Flowers. Alright, so let's go to a different character. Yes, Momiji. This was a character I stopped on before I started recording. Momiji replaces Remu. As characteristic of Momiji, she has wind attacks as a proper Tengu does. Let's show some of the moves, shall we? Yep. Rising Wolf Strike. I like that one. It's a bunch of balls everywhere. The only character I started actually like practicing combos with was Marasa, so forgive me for my insolence. forgot. Okay, yeah. Like a typical fighting game, Soku has it so that if you press direction twice in a row and hold, it enters the dash state. But they also have a dash button. And you can like fly and shit with said dash button. So if you're like actually playing around with Soku, there's a lot of airtime. Well, that vastly depends on which character you're playing as well. Showing off some of the projectiles too. That was one of my command moves, I believe. Or all my input moves. Or well, command inputs, yes. Alright, let's just, return to character select and continue showing off some characters. Yes, next up we have Ren. Oh yeah, you can also change colors, but there's only 2 colors for each character. I'm not sure if they plan on adding more in the future. I don't imagine it being a priority, so... And yes, this game does, in this mod does indeed still get updates. This is formerly Cerno. Alright, yeah, I can confirm based off Orin that this is definitely not a reskin. These are all unique characters. Also, if you do plan on downloading this, make sure to run your Soku2 launcher every time before you start playing, because if you fail to do so, you'll end up having messed up character models and the code won't properly be running. Oh my god, you can use the wheelbarrow. You can just... Alright, sorry about that. I imagine that there was a bit of a jump cut. So yeah, she uses her wheelbarrow. I think this is actually my favorite character so far. Yes, that's how you, it's so fun. That's how you use her wheelbarrow. Okay, that is like Cerno though. Well, except Cerno's ball of ice does not fly. Alright. Walking the zombie. It's a zombie. I am thoroughly impressed with the amount of work that has been put into this and all that. Alright, let's go to Clownpiece. I guess Clownpiece is our next character. Ah, I guess Yuka, did not make it in? Oh, no. I just do not have Utsuho unlocked, sadly. Ah. But we can showcase Clownpiece. I thought that Yuka was over Hong Ailing, but nah, Yuka is over Utsuho. And I currently do not have Utsuho unlocked. as characteristic of Clown Piece, got that lunatic fire going on. Yes, you got the moon. I very much appreciate all of the references to her actual to their actual battles and in-game lore. There's a lot of dedication that went into this game. I cannot remember if I said who Clown Piece was. Oh, Reason, yes. A fellow lunatic. That's a very interesting walk they have going on. And you can ride on top of the moon. This is all very fitting for a Clown Piece. That does not seem like it should be allowed, but that does a lot of damage each rotation. Holy. I don't know what else I expected from Clown Piece. All characters. Of course, they naturally have to be insane. Ah, one of the characters I was most excited to play, Moku. I've heard that Moku is basically a rushdown character in a projectile heavy game, so that is very interesting to me. They're pretty similar to Aya, which is who they replaced in this game. Yep, they got Aya's kicked down and everything. Guess I had to do it somewhat closer, yeah. They still got some good projectiles going on. I'm gonna have to research more into Moku's combos and all that. I do not know why the weather's constantly changing in the top and doesn't actually show any weather changes, but so I feel like part of this is just a typical mod showcase. Meanwhile, the other part is a Soku showcase, since I do want more people to be able to play this game. This is a really fun fighting game, and I think that's worth checking out anytime. Even if it's your first fighting game, well, 2D fighting game, it's still very fun, and I think that everyone should give it a try. I do not care if you're a fighting game elitist who refuses to play any fighting game that isn't super complicated, but trust me, this is a good game. This is coming from my friend genuinely being a fighting game elitist. And turning into a bit of a fighting game boomer, despite playing their first fighting game only like a few months ago. No hate towards them though, no shade. I'm very glad that they added Mima into this game. It is very nice to get some actual PC 98 Touhou game representation. Even if it's not by Zun himself, it's still very nice that the fans appreciate the older titles. You guys familiar with Persona? Let's consider the modern Windows Touhou games like Embodiment of Scarlet Devil and all of that, like Persona 3, 4, and 5. Meanwhile, PC 98 is Persona 1 and 2. Good games, but horribly misrepresented. Well, not misrepresented, it doesn't get any representation. And the creators of both series both ignored the older games. No shade to Zun, by the way. And yes, this is Mima is replacing Iku. I gotta say my favorite PC 98 Touhou game is Touhou 4, which is Louis Lane Story. I tried to get that on my Nintendo 3DS one time, but it did not work at all. It okay, so the game loaded, but it would crash pretty easily. And I think it was like a reoccurring issue, so I was not the only one who was experiencing hell for that. Oh, okay. That seems like it has heavy potential to be a combo ender for many different setups. Like a high damage combo. Sorry for the occasional lag. Alright, on to your last character. I'll make sure to put Yuka in a separate showcase whenever I unlock Yutsuho. I was surprised to see Sho instead of someone like Byakuren, but honestly, I love every Touhou character except for Yorihime. I do not like Yorihime whatsoever. Spear heavy character. Formal. They replaced Tenchi in this mod, which I assume that many of you, if you've played Soku, probably figured out. So I've actually never finished UFO. UFO is probably one of the Touhou games I've played the least, so I can't speak much on the Danmaku and the accuracy of said Danmaku. yeah, most of my UFO runs end on stage 3 or 4 because well, no one's particularly a fan of UFO. It's a bit of an infamous title in the community. I don't think it's bad. I do not think it's bad at all, but just not something I really felt like investing much time into. As for what my favorite Tohu game is, it was formerly Imperishable Night, but then once Unconnected Marketeers came out, that easily took the spot. That is a fantastic game. Zun, I believe, really outdid himself with Unconnected Marketeers. The shop system is really fucking fun, and being able to play with items is really fun. It's a very refreshing take on Tohu. If you're wondering what Tohu game to start out with, please start out with Imperishable Night. It's one of the most fun games in my opinion, although my opinion is not entirely popular. But not only that, but it's really a great game for beginners. Even it's relatively easy compared to other games, but you can also try Perfect Cherry Blossom, which is another very good game, which is also quite beginner friendly while being a bit more challenging if that is more your style. So, I believe that is all I have to showcase today. I'm gonna return to the title screen, and you can see that they changed everything. I'm not sure if they added more music or anything. I don't believe so. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope this encourages you to go out and download Tohu. Play Tohu.